Sit back and enjoy 2 hours of fascinating facts you didn't know. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Let's get started.
Camels can swim, although not all of them do it equally well. However, there is a specific breed known as Kari camels that stands out for its swimming ability. These camels, found in the Kutch district of Gujarat, India, can swim up to almost 2 miles in search of mangroves to feed on. Starfish do not have a brain. Instead, they possess a distributed nervous system throughout their bodies. This network of interconnected nerves extends from their central body to their limbs. This system allows them to respond to stimuli and coordinate movement without the need for a centralized brain. Thanks to this adaptation, starfish can move and react effectively in their marine environment. In Japan, punctuality is a matter of honor, and trains are no exception. It is extremely rare for them to arrive late, but when it happens, it is taken very seriously. If there is a delay, the driver personally apologizes to passengers, and if the delay exceeds 5 minutes, an official excuse note is issued. This document can be presented at school or work to prove that the tardiness was not the passenger's fault, a level of responsibility and respect for time that few countries can match. The white truffle, one of the most expensive delicacies in the world, is found mainly in the Piedmont region of Italy. This rare and aromatic fungus can reach prices of up to approximately $1,800 per pound. Unlike other truffles, it cannot be cultivated, which increases its exclusivity. White truffles are found with the help of specially trained dogs and are used in hot cuisine for their intense flavor. The pufferfish, known as fugu in Japan, contains tetrodotoxin, an extremely lethal neurotoxin that can cause paralysis and death. Despite its danger, it is considered a delicacy in Japan, valued for its exclusivity. Its preparation is strictly regulated, and only licensed chefs with years of training are authorized to remove the poisonous parts. The skill required to prepare it and the associated risk contribute to its prestige and high cost. In the 1930s, a solution was suggested to make vehicle parking easier. The idea was for cars to have a fifth wheel that would deploy at the rear and move perpendicular to the vehicle, reducing the number of maneuvers required. Although the proposal was not bad, car manufacturers rejected it. Did you know that lizards have an incredible defense strategy? When they feel threatened, they detach their tails to escape predators. This behavior is called tail autotomy and allows them to break their tail at a specific point, leaving behind a wriggling part of their body. The tail will continue moving, which distracts the predator. In this way, the lizard can escape. The tail will regenerate after a few months, although it is usually shorter or has a different appearance. Between 1913 and 1920 in the United States, it was legal to send children by mail. The parcel service that began in 1913 offered affordable prices, but had one problem. The definition of a package was not clear, which led some people to interpret that they could mail their children. The only restriction was that the package could not weigh more than approximately 51 pounds. For 7 years, at least 200 children were sent by mail until the United States Congress banned the practice, calling it cruel and inhumane. This restaurant in Israel is known for serving its chocolate dessert in a very unusual way, in a toilet. Although the container is clean and disinfected, the presentation may be unpleasant for some people. This peculiarity has generated a lot of controversy, making it a famous and unique place. According to calculations, a tower made of 2x2 Lego bricks can reach a maximum height of approximately 2.2 miles before the bottom brick is destroyed by pressure. To achieve this, approximately 375,000 bricks would need to be stacked on top of one another. Asha Zulu Mandela, a resident of Florida, United States, holds the Guinness record for the longest dreadlocks in the world. Her dreadlocks have grown for more than 40 years, reaching a length of approximately 108 feet and a weight close to 42 pounds. This impressive style requires intensive care, using large amounts of shampoo and several days to dry completely. Her dedication and uniqueness have earned her worldwide recognition. Polar bears adapt their behavior when walking on thin ice to prevent it from breaking under their weight. They spread their legs and distribute their weight evenly, allowing them to move more safely under these conditions. In the Bodhi tribe, men compete to be the heaviest. For this tribe of the Omo Valley in Ethiopia, the heaviest young man is considered a hero. This is decided in a special ceremony where the most robust is chosen. 6 months before it takes place, each family decides who their representative will be, who is fattened with a milk-based diet. During that period, he must remain at home while bowls of food are brought to him, and after the ceremony, the young men can lose weight again. The animal with the largest molars in the world, at least currently, is the African elephant. The molars of these animals can reach up to approximately 8.3 inches in length and 2.8 inches in width, and can weigh up to around 8.8 pounds. To put this into perspective, human molars usually measure about 0.8 inches from crown to root. 65 human molars can fit on top of one elephant molar.
In warm climates, horses can sweat in large amounts to regulate their body temperature. Although exact figures may vary, it has been observed that horses can sweat up to approximately 0.9 gallons every 15 minutes during intense exercise or extreme heat conditions. This sweating ability is crucial to prevent overheating and maintain their well-being in hot environments. Fishing spiders, found on every continent except Antarctica, are fascinating and little known. There are at least 18 different types of spiders that feed on fish. These spiders can submerge themselves in water and remain there for up to 20 minutes. They also hunt animals such as lizards and tadpoles, demonstrating their adaptability and predatory skills in diverse environments.
This is how astronaut gloves are made. They are custom fitted to ensure a perfect fit and maximum functionality, using advanced materials and high-precision techniques. The remote village of Nagoro in Japan was once home to about 300 residents. Over time, the population declined dramatically, and today only about 27 people live there. To avoid feeling so lonely, Ayano Tsukimi knits and places hundreds of dolls throughout the village, including the abandoned school, the streets, and bus stops. This has transformed the town into a peculiar place that some find sad and others see as the perfect setting for a horror movie.
One of the first selfies in history was taken in 1925 in England. The photograph was shared by Alan Cleaver, the grandson of Arnold and Helen, who claims that his grandfather was unintentionally the creator of the famous selfie stick. The shortest flight in the world takes place in Scotland, connecting the islands of Westray and Papa Westray in the Orkney Islands. This route, operated by the airline Loganair, lasts approximately 90 seconds and covers a distance of about 1.7 miles. Designed to facilitate access to remote communities, it is a feat of efficiency in aviation. Although brief, the flight includes all the formalities of a regular trip. When we wake up, we are taller, specifically between 0.4 and 0.8 inches. This is due to the expansion of the intervertebral discs. Parking in front of a fire hydrant can have serious consequences, especially during emergencies. Firefighters are authorized to break a vehicle's windows to access the hydrant if it is blocked. This procedure is essential to connect hoses and ensure a rapid response to a fire. The priority in these situations is to save lives and protect property. Firefighters' actions are supported by regulations that prioritize public safety. Owls have the ability to rotate their heads up to 270 degrees. Thanks to a unique bone structure and flexible cervical vertebrae. These adaptations, along with a special vascular system, ensure continuous blood flow to the brain during extreme movements. Their ability to rotate their heads is crucial to their success as nocturnal hunters. This is the ring with the most diamonds in the world. It was created by Harshit Bansal and belongs to the Indian jewelry company Renani Jewels. It contains 12,630 high-quality diamonds and weighs 5.82 ounces. It was named the Marigold and took nearly 3 years to be fully completed. The previous record held 7,800 diamonds, but this one surpasses it by 4,830 diamonds. Despite receiving several offers to purchase it, the creator of the jewel considers it not for sale, as it is a source of priceless pride. The bee Apis dorsata, known as the giant Asian honeybee, uses a fascinating defense mechanism called defensive waves or shimmering. These bees nest on a single comb suspended from trees or cliffs. When they perceive a threat, they synchronize their movements by lifting their abdomens and creating a shimmering wave effect. This behavior confuses and deters predators, such as wasps. Each sunflower head can contain between 500 and 2,000 seeds, depending on the sunflower variety and growing conditions. Harvesting is generally done when the sunflower heads are mature and the seeds have reached their maximum size. The harvesting process can range from manual methods to the use of agricultural machinery. Elephants have the ability to lift and carry heavy objects with ease, thanks to their muscular trunks and powerful legs. An adult elephant can weigh up to 13,228 pounds and can lift objects that are several times its own weight.
This ability allows them to perform tasks such as knocking down trees and transporting large amounts of food or materials in their environment.
When one of conjoined twins dies, the impact can vary depending on how they are connected and the dependence on shared organs. If vital organs are shared, the death of one could result in the death of the other. If each has independent vital organs, one could survive, although the situation is extremely complex and varies depending on the specific case.
Meet Michel Lotito, known as Monsieur Mangetout. He was a French performer famous for his ability to consume unusual objects such as bicycles, beds, televisions, shopping carts, and even a Cessna 150 light airplane. Lotito suffered from an eating disorder called pica, which caused him to crave non-nutritive materials. Doctors confirmed that he had an exceptionally thick stomach lining and intestinal mucosa, which allowed him to ingest sharp objects without suffering harm. In addition, his gastric juices were unusually powerful, which facilitated the digestion of these materials.
There is a job that consists of smelling armpits. Armpit sniffers work for deodorant and perfume companies by evaluating product effectiveness, smelling up to 60 armpits per hour. This job requires a strong sense of smell and a willingness to smell other people's sweaty bodies. After evaluating odors, they write reports on deodorant performance. Salaries range between $19,000 and $52,000 per year, depending on experience.
In the United States, it is common for people to marry themselves. This is called sologamy, a symbolic practice that has gained popularity. However, it is not common in the sense of being a widespread practice, and it has no legal recognition in the United States or in other countries. Despite this, some people celebrate symbolic ceremonies, including engagement rings and events similar to traditional weddings, as a way to reaffirm self-love.
Some chimpanzees can develop alopecia, a condition that causes hair loss, either due to genetic reasons or stress. This condition allows their impressive natural musculature to be observed, which stands out for being strong and well-defined.
Although French fries are usually associated with French cuisine, their origin is attributed to Belgium. According to historical records, Belgian peasants were already preparing them in the 17th century by frying potatoes in oil as a substitute for fish during winters when rivers were frozen. France popularized the dish, which led to the confusion about its origin.
The caterpillars of some butterflies, such as those from the Saturniidae family, known as tiger caterpillars, have bright colors and striking shapes. They use these colors as a defense mechanism to deter predators, making them appear toxic or unpalatable.
What you are seeing is a train that passes through a soccer stadium during a match. This happens occasionally in the small town of Černý Balog in Slovakia. The stadium has 10 railway tracks between the stands and the field. This peculiarity exists because the stadium was built after the train stopped operating. However, 10 years later, the railway was reactivated as a tourist attraction and must pass through the soccer stadium to continue its route. Fortunately, this does not pose a problem for either the players or the spectators.
This is a decorator crab, a crustacean that has the habit of putting almost anything it finds along its path on top of itself. It does not matter if it is small animals, plants, rocks, or trash. It gathers them all and places them on itself. Even if it is something dangerous, it puts it on without any problem. It does this not only to camouflage from predators, but also to protect itself from them. The Mammoth camera, designed by George Lawrence in 1900, was one of the largest cameras in history, weighing 1,411 pounds and measuring more than 13.1 feet in length. It required 15 people to operate it. This enormous camera was built specifically to capture a single image, a panoramic photograph of the Alton Limited train, considered one of the most impressive photographs of its time.
Luridia phoenixi is a species of spider discovered in Iran in 2020, belonging to the velvet spider family. Its name honors actor Joaquin Phoenix due to the patterns on its body that evoke the Joker makeup of the character he portrayed. To know how many hours of sunlight are left in the day, you just have to extend your hand in front of the sun and count how many fingers fit between the sun and the horizon. 1 finger equals 15 minutes. Polydactyly is a congenital condition in which a person has more fingers or toes than normal. It is a hereditary condition and one of the most common limb anomalies. The extra digits may be smaller than normal and located in different positions. In some cases, they may have a bone connecting them to the rest of the hand or foot, or they may simply be a small protrusion.
Did you know that a single grain of gold can be stretched to approximately 18.6 miles? This is because it is the softest and most malleable metal of all.
In fact, approximately 1 ounce of gold can be beaten into sheets so thin that when stacked, they have the same thickness as a single human hair. It is so soft that this is the reason why people who win gold medals try to bite them to check if they are real, since if they are made of another material, nothing happens, but if it is pure gold, the bite will leave marks.
Bubble crabs eat extremely fast. They scrape each grain of sand to obtain food, then gather it into a kind of ball that they throw behind them, and these disappear when the tide comes in. Although people rarely eat it, the white part of watermelons is just as healthy and nutritious as the red part. It contains vitamin C and A, potassium, magnesium, and antioxidants. This component of the watermelon can be an excellent addition to a balanced diet, providing important nutrients that contribute to overall health. This meatball is made from woolly mammoth meat. The Australian company Vow used the DNA sequence of this extinct animal to synthesize proteins and recreate the shape, texture, and flavor of its meat. This project was carried out as a demonstration of the possibilities of lab-grown meat. However, this meatball is not intended for human consumption due to potential allergic risks and the lack of studies on its safety. Ryota Togishi, a Japanese chef, managed to prepare the thinnest sandwich in the world thanks to his exceptional skill with Japanese knives. Although high-quality knives are key, achieving this feat requires outstanding dexterity that not everyone possesses. An international group of scientists discovered a new species of turtle with a curious appearance similar to a rock. This peculiar creature, called Chelys orinocensis, inhabits the Orinoco and Negro River basins and can reach a size of approximately 1.64 feet in length. For a long time, it was confused with a similar species originating from the Amazon River. However, recent research that included the analysis of 75 DNA samples demonstrated that both populations are genetically distinct. On February 20th, 2021, an airplane engine began to break apart in mid-flight and fell on a small town in the United States. United Airlines Flight 328, bound for Honolulu, began experiencing failures in its right engine shortly after taking off from Denver. Fortunately, the plane was able to land with its 241 people on board, but large pieces of metal fell over a residential area of Colorado. Despite the number of people who could have been there at that moment, no one was injured. In 2023, the art collective MSCHF presented the microscopic handbag, the smallest handbag in the world. This accessory measures 0.0259 by 0.0087 inches and can only be seen through a microscope. Inspired by a Louis Vuitton design, it has a fluorescent green color. It was auctioned in June of that year for $63,000, including a microscope with a digital display. This curious object combines art, design, and technology on an almost unimaginable scale. There are 5 large accumulations of plastic in the oceans, known as ocean gyres. The largest is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch between Hawaii and California, which contains 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic and approximately 88,000 short tons of waste. The other zones are located in the North Atlantic, South Atlantic, Indian Ocean, and South Pacific. These formations are caused by ocean currents that drag debris. This phenomenon represents a serious environmental impact, affecting ecosystems and marine life. In a single drop of water, a large number of organisms can live that are practically invisible to our eyes. David Lichtschwager, a National Geographic photographer, wanted to see what existed in a single drop of seawater, and for this, he magnified it 25 times. The organisms that can be observed under the microscope are typical of the ocean. They include plants, crab larvae, worms, fish eggs, and bacteria. At a marine life research center, sea lions are trained to play video games. This training program is part of a study on cognitive enrichment in marine mammals. The sea lions use their snouts to move a cursor on the screen and complete tasks such as catching the silhouette of a fish. The glass sculptures of Austrian visual artist Thomas Medicus are astonishing. Medicus is known for his anamorphic sculptures in cubes. As you move around the artwork, an image gradually dissolves. The display cases are made of glass, concrete, and metal, and they criticize human-made constructions and the invasion of natural habitats. According to Medicus, human habitat largely contradicts coexistence with non-human animals. Some plants have the peculiarity of blooming only at night, such as the queen of the night and cactus flowers. These plants have evolved to open their flowers after sunset, often to attract specific pollinators, such as bats and nocturnal moths.
and to conserve water resources in warm climates. There are documented cases in which drawings made by witnesses have helped capture criminals. For example, in Pennsylvania, a witness drew a simple cartoon-like portrait of a suspect, which allowed the police to identify and arrest the culprit. The water anole, a lizard from Costa Rica, has developed the ability to remain underwater for up to 16 minutes. This phenomenon is possible thanks to an air bubble that forms on its head, allowing it to recycle oxygen while submerged. This unique ability is used as a strategy to escape predators. Many say this is the most beautiful tarantula in the world, the Brazilian jewel tarantula. Even if you do not like spiders, you cannot deny that it is charming. In Finland, speeding fines are determined based on the offender's income. This means that some millionaires can end up paying fines of up to $100,000. The higher your income, the higher the fine. This system aims to be fair and proportional, ensuring that everyone feels the financial impact of traffic violations regardless of income. Alaska is the largest state in the United States. It represents approximately 1/5 of the country's total territory, far surpassing other states such as Texas. Its vast land includes diverse landscapes such as towering mountains, majestic glaciers, and extensive forests. Goats are resistant to poison ivy and are often used to control these toxic plants. Goats can consume poison ivy without suffering harmful effects, and the toxins do not affect the quality of their milk. Beavers have strong and resilient teeth because their dental enamel is hardened with iron instead of calcium, unlike humans. This gives them an orange coloration and makes their teeth more resistant to acid and mechanical stress. In addition, beavers' teeth grow and sharpen continuously as they age. This happens because beavers use their teeth to chisel tree trunks, strip bark, and drag logs to build water channels. The miracleberry, or Synsappalum dulcificum, is a fruit native to West Africa that temporarily alters the perception of flavors. It contains a protein called miraculin that binds to the taste buds. This causes acidic or bitter foods, such as lemon, to taste sweet. The effect can last between 30 and 45 minutes. Penguin droppings emit large amounts of nitrous oxide, known as laughing gas, which can cause anesthetic effects in humans. This gas has been used as a sedative in clinical procedures, and prolonged exposure can cause dizziness in people. Humans have left approximately 221 short tons of trash on the moon, including 70 spacecraft, dozens of backpacks, about 96 bags containing urine and vomit, old boots, and machine parts. It seems that we pollute every place we reach. Diana Nyad achieved a historic feat by swimming from Cuba to Florida without a protective shark cage at the age of 64. On September 2, 2013, she completed the 109.9 miles in nearly 53 hours. It was her 5th attempt after several previous challenges dating back to 1979. Nyad became the first person to complete this journey under these conditions. The island of the dolls in the canals of Xochimilco, Mexico, is a truly unsettling place. This site is famous for the numerous dolls hanging from trees and buildings, donated by locals and tourists. Legend says that Julian Santana lived alone on the island and hung dolls to appease the spirit of a girl who had died tragically. Although Santana died in 2001, the dolls remain there, creating a chilling atmosphere. It is possible to determine the cause of a headache simply by noticing where it originates. Frontal headaches are usually associated with migraines, sinusitis, or allergies. In contrast, pain in the middle area of the head is related to stress or daily tension. On the other hand, pain in the back of the head may be due to muscular or postural problems. Pearlfish, also known as Carapace acus, are parasitic fish that use the interior of various invertebrate species as shelter. The sea cucumber is one of their most common hosts, and its rectum serves as a refuge for these fish. A skydiver has captured on camera the experience of passing through a rain cloud. In the video, it can be seen how their body becomes covered with condensation droplets as they descend. They then emerge on the other side of the cloud, offering a unique perspective of this phenomenon. Mamma Mia Pizza Beer, created in 2006 by Tom and Athena Seif in Illinois, offers a unique experience by combining pizza flavors with beer. Its ingredients include tomato, garlic, oregano, and basil inspired by margarita pizza. During the fermentation process, hops are added to achieve its distinctive flavor. Initially popular in the United States, its distribution later expanded to other countries, such as the United Kingdom and South Korea. Chris, known as the Savannah King, was the largest crocodile ever captured, measuring approximately 28.3 feet.
However, he was never seen alive. A replica of this giant crocodile is located in Queensland, Australia. This is the only photo that exists of him, as the others were lost in a flood.
When threatened, the bombardier beetle ejects a hot spray of chemicals from its rear. These substances generate large amounts of heat and pressure that help the insect defend itself. The chemical mixture that produces this spray is composed mainly of hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide, which combine in a special chamber in the beetle's abdomen. According to a study by the Oxford Internet Institute, Facebook could have more accounts belonging to deceased people than living ones by 2070, depending on the platform's growth. This phenomenon raises ethical questions about the management of digital data after death. The Infinite Cat Project is a website that collects photos of cats looking at other cats on a monitor, creating an endless loop of cats staring into infinity. So far, there are more than 1,800 cats in the infinite queue. It is possible to hit an international home run. Although it is a very rare event, there are some baseball fields located near the borders between the United States, Canada, and Mexico, where, if the ball is hit hard enough, it could cross the border and be considered an international home run. The phenomenon known as candle ice develops in columns that are perpendicular to the surface of a lake or other body of water. This type of ice forms when water begins to melt vertically, creating structures that resemble candles. It is an incredible and fascinating natural phenomenon that can be observed in cold climates. Phaliaceans, or salps, are marine organisms from the Salpidae family with gelatinous, transparent bodies. They mainly inhabit temperate and cold waters, where they are often found near the surface, either individually or forming long colonial chains. The largest egg ever known comes from an extinct bird called Apiornis, which lived in Madagascar. These eggs could measure up to approximately 11.8 inches in length and 8.3 inches in width. This is the Pesquet's parrot, a species of parrot that lives in the rainforests of New Guinea. You have probably never seen it before. In English, it is known as the Dracula parrot because of its colors, the red on its underside and wings, which contrast with the dark tones of its upper body. Local inhabitants have claimed that its feathers are miraculous, and for this reason, its hunting has increased in recent years, putting it in danger of extinction. In 2017, a Chinese food company broke the record for the longest noodle in the world, measuring approximately 10,118 feet. To make it, about 88 pounds of flour and approximately 6.9 gallons of water were used. At the end, the noodle was divided into 400 portions so that all employees could enjoy it.
This is how an ant bites. These bites are practically harmless. But if it hurt, it was most likely another species that uses its stinger to sting. These ants use their mandibles to grip and bite.
Otto, an English bulldog from Lima, Peru, made history by achieving a Guinness record on November 8, 2015. This talented dog skateboarded between the legs of 30 people lined up, achieving the longest human tunnel traveled by a dog on a skateboard. Otto became a local and international sensation thanks to his skill and charisma.
During an amateur soccer match, the game was stopped, but not because of an injury or a player substitution. In the middle of the match, a dust devil swept onto the field, lifting dust and small debris, forcing the players and the referee to temporarily stop the game for safety reasons. A giraffe's tongue can reach up to approximately 18 inches in length and is purple or black in color. This pigmentation is believed to protect the tongue from the sun and from injuries while giraffes feed on thorny trees. Although medieval armor appears robust, it was designed to allow mobility. Plate armor, common in the 14th century, was composed of metal pieces joined with straps or rivets, providing flexibility and ease of movement. Red pandas have a unique defensive behavior. When they feel threatened, they stand on their hind legs and extend their claws to appear larger and intimidate their enemies. This strategy helps them protect themselves from predators in their natural habitat. This is how ink from tattoo needles enters your skin. When you get a tattoo, the needle inserts ink into the dermis, the middle layer of the skin. This ensures that the ink remains in place permanently. Sand vipers, such as Vipera ammodytes, have behavior adapted to their desert environment. During the hottest hours of the day, they usually hide under sand or among rocks to avoid extreme heat. This behavior also allows them to camouflage themselves and ambush their prey by taking advantage of their coloration that blends into the environment. In April of 2019, a magnitude 6.1 earthquake shook the Philippines, causing a surprising impact on several buildings.
At the Anchor Sky Suites residential skyscraper located in Manila, the rooftop pool overflowed due to the movement, creating what looked like an urban waterfall. In ancient Egypt, cats were considered sacred animals and were closely associated with the goddess Bastet, who represented protection, the home, and fertility. Egyptians believed that cats had protective powers and worshipped them as living manifestations of Bastet. The death of a cat was a cause for mourning, and many Egyptian families kept cat statues in their homes as a symbol of protection. In addition, harming or killing a cat, even accidentally, was severely punished.
Turtles, both freshwater and marine, have scales on their shells and skin. These scales, known as scutes when referring to the shell, can wear down and shed as turtles grow. This phenomenon is part of the natural growth and development of turtles.
The Bahia emerald is one of the largest gems ever discovered in history, weighing approximately 840 pounds and with an estimated value of $400 million. It was found in 2001 in the Bahia region of Brazil. Although its purity is not high, its size and rarity make it an invaluable piece. Armadillos are known for their ability to dig burrows in the ground that they use as shelter and as places to raise their young. Although they do not usually build nests with leaves and stems, some armadillos may take advantage of natural materials to reinforce their burrows or make them more comfortable. In the United States, when school buses stop to pick up or drop off children, all nearby vehicles must also stop, both those traveling in the same direction and those coming from the opposite direction. You may only continue once the bus resumes its route. Otherwise, you could receive a fine that can reach $1,000 or even several days in jail. In Sri Lanka, there is a subspecies of Asian elephant known as the Sri Lankan elephant, which is smaller compared to other subspecies of Asian elephants. Golf courses are places where lightning can strike frequently due to their open terrain and the presence of tall objects, such as trees or flagpoles. There are images and reports of lightning strikes that have left visible marks on the grass or caused damage in these areas. The Titanic sank in the North Atlantic Ocean on April 15, 1912, approximately 373 miles south-southeast of Newfoundland, Canada. Its original route went from Southampton, England to New York, United States. The Meguro Parasitological Museum, located in the Meguro district of Tokyo, Japan, is dedicated to parasites and the science of parasitology. Founded in 1953 by Dr. Satoru Kamegai, the museum receives more than 50,000 visitors each year. In its two-story exhibition space, 300 preserved specimens are displayed. In addition, the research library contains 60,000 parasite specimens, as well as 50,000 articles and 5,000 books on parasitology. Skunks can be deodorized, and some people keep them as pets. These skunks can be docile and affectionate if raised in a suitable environment. The incredible Guinness record of Joseph Salik is a story of transformation and perseverance. 5 years ago, this therapist and personal trainer from the Czech Republic faced health problems due to an unhealthy lifestyle. Determined to change, he chose sports as his new path, a decision that completely transformed his life. On May 20th, 2023, Salik achieved an impressive world record in the abdominal plank, one of the most demanding exercises. He remained in a horizontal position for 9 hours, 38 minutes, and 47 seconds, setting a new Guinness record. The American coot has some of the strangest feet in the animal kingdom. Its feet have lobes that allow it to walk on floating plants and swim at high speed. This adaptability makes the American coot extremely agile in various aquatic environments. In the future, the Milky Way will collide with the Andromeda Galaxy. Researchers believe this will occur in approximately 3,800,000,000 years, and the final merger will not take place until nearly 2 billion years after that. Both galaxies are approaching each other at a speed close to 186 miles per second. The gravitational interaction between them will likely enhance the spiral structure of both galaxies. This cosmic union has been named Milkomeda. Lopifit is a unique electric bicycle that combines a treadmill with a bicycle, allowing you to walk instead of pedal. With a top speed of approximately 15.5 miles per hour and a range of around 43.5 miles, it is an eco-friendly and effective option for exercise and local transportation. Equipped with front and rear disc brakes, a 48-volt battery, and 250 watts of power, it offers an innovative and healthy way to move sustainably. Did you know that carrots were originally purple? It was starting in the 17th century that they changed color to orange as a result of deliberate crossbreeding. The innovative concept of sand windows, known as sand curtain, replaces conventional curtains with a design that uses sand as a functional element. By rotating the window, the sand shifts to cover the surface and provide privacy. Rotating it again makes the sand disappear, leaving the window clear.
The brightest flashlight in the world, known as Night Bright 300, has broken the Guinness record with more than 500,000 lumens. It was created by James Hobson, a Canadian YouTuber, along with his team. The flashlight features 300 LEDs distributed across 50 small boards with 6 LEDs each and is powered by a single battery.
Let me introduce you to Comate, considered by some to be the smallest volcano in the world. It is located in the city of Puebla, Mexico. It measures approximately 43 feet in height, and its crater is about 26 feet in diameter. Inside, you can descend using a staircase that reaches about 89 feet in depth. The last recorded activity dates back to 1662, so it is currently inactive. A legend says that it was born as the child of Popocatépetl and Iztaccíhuatl from the meeting of the two. Byron Schlenker has the widest tongue in the world. It measures an impressive approximately 3.4 inches, about the same width as a credit card. The oxidation process in fruits, which causes them to turn dark, serves a protective purpose. Oxidation helps slow the growth of bacteria and fungi on fruits by creating a barrier that makes it more difficult for these microorganisms to develop. The yellow container inside Kinder Surprise eggs is designed to represent an egg yolk. This design aims to emulate the appearance of a real egg, with the chocolate acting as the shell. Although this interpretation is popular, it has not been officially confirmed by Kinder. Rabbits do not have sweat glands in their skin, so they do not sweat to regulate their temperature. Instead, they use their ears as cooling mechanisms. Their large, thin ears are filled with blood vessels that allow them to dissipate heat in warm climates. Blood flows to the ears, where heat is released before returning to the body. This process helps maintain a stable temperature and prevent overheating. This is what the embryonic development process of a chicken looks like in a laboratory. This process is studied in embryology laboratories to understand the stages of development from fertilization to hatching. It may seem paradoxical, but some experts suggest that consciously inducing hiccups could be a solution to get rid of them. The theory is that hiccups are involuntary spasms of the diaphragm, and by trying to imitate that movement, the system could be reset. To do this, it is recommended to inhale deeply, hold your breath, and swallow repeatedly. Other techniques include sipping water or being startled. Australia has the highest mammal extinction rate in the world, with more than 30 species lost since European settlement in 1788. According to current classifications, there are 1,811 threatened plant and animal species in Australia, including 116 critically endangered species, 410 endangered species, and 865 vulnerable species. When dinosaurs inhabited the Earth, days lasted only 22 hours. With each passing century, days become 17 milliseconds longer. This is due to the slowing of the Earth's rotational movement. This clever invention allows you to fill up to 100 water balloons in just 1 minute. It is called Bunch-O balloons and consists of a device with a threaded connector that attaches to a hose or faucet to fill multiple balloons at once, saving a tremendous amount of time. With this device, you can enjoy more fun without having to fill balloons one by one. During the filming of Troy, Brad Pitt and Eric Bana agreed not to use stunt doubles for their epic battle. Each time they accidentally hit one another, they had to pay $50 for a light hit and $100 for a hard hit. At the end of the scene, Brad Pitt owed Eric Bana $750, while Eric owed Brad only $200. South Korea is recognized as a global powerhouse in Taekwondo, as this sport has its roots in traditional Korean martial arts. South Korean athletes often stand out in international competitions, including the Olympic Games, where they have won numerous medals. Birds usually face the same direction when perched on power lines. This is because their bodies and feathers are adapted to align with the wind. If you see birds facing different directions, it means there is no wind. The big-headed turtle, also known as the large-headed turtle, has a head so large that it cannot fully retract it into its shell. For protection, its head acts as a shield due to its bony roof. This species is known for climbing trees near rivers and streams. It feeds on fish and snails and can be very aggressive. It is found in China, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam. Morgan Freeman is an enthusiast of beekeeping and has several beehives on his ranch in Mississippi. He began his involvement in beekeeping in 2014 when he imported 26 beehives from Arkansas. Freeman turned his 124-acre ranch into a sanctuary for bees. Columbus did not discover countries in the modern sense, but his voyages in 1492 brought Europe knowledge of islands in the Caribbean. On his first voyage, he reached what are now the Bahamas and the island of Hispaniola, which includes Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Although he did not reach the American mainland, his expeditions initiated a process of colonization and transformation with historic consequences for both worlds. This is what happens when a queen bee decides to rest on a car. The entire hive follows her. Watch how an expert carefully locates her and safely places her away. Can you imagine boarding an airplane with circular wings? This is a prototype that could theoretically fly, but no manufacturer dares to build it. In this video, you can see how a bear enters a family residence located in Ohio, United States. Apparently, during the summer season, the number of cases of bears breaking into homes has increased due to food shortages. Fortunately, there were no people in the home, and the bear left the place after a few seconds. Yogurt lids in Japan have drawn attention for being hydrophobic, meaning yogurt residue does not easily stick to them. The world record for the most continuous push-ups is 10,507. It was achieved by the Japanese athlete Minoru Yoshida in October 1980. Since then, no one has been able to surpass it. Square donuts exist, although they are less common than round ones. Their design stands out for being novel and attractive. They are popular in some places and can offer a visually interesting alternative, but their shape does not affect their flavor or basic function as a donut. This is the closest thing we have to a flying car so far. It is a prototype tested by the Japanese government, and they plan for it to enter circulation in 2030. However, these projects are still in testing and development phases, and their implementation will depend on technological advances and safety regulations. In 2018, in Egypt, 177,000 divorce cases were attributed to the mobile game Candy Crush. In addition, the PlayStation video game console was cited as the cause of 250,000 divorces. These figures show how video games can affect family relationships and contribute to divorces. It is important to balance the time spent on video games with personal relationships to maintain family harmony. Prioritizing virtual entertainment over human connections can bring serious consequences at home. In the 1930s, prototypes of devices called pedestrian catchers were developed to improve road safety. They consisted of a net or deployable canvas installed on the front of automobiles, designed to protect pedestrians in the event of a collision. If you live at a cold place, you may have noticed that bridges freeze before roads. This happens because bridges are exposed to cold both from above and below, unlike roads which only cool from above. This double exposure accelerates the freezing process on bridges, making them more susceptible to ice. If crime were to disappear, the world would be transformed into a place of absolute trust and security. Streets would be safe, without fear of crime. Resources would be directed towards social well-being, creativity, and human development. Prisons would become centers of rehabilitation and education. It would be a rebirth of peace, with social justice and equity flourishing like never before.
The dingo, a relative of the domestic dog, is the largest land carnivore in Australia. Known for their intelligence and agility, dingoes live in hierarchical groups where each member plays a crucial role in the survival of the group. This complex social structure allows them to hunt and protect themselves effectively in their natural environment.
1/3 is an innovative device that uses advanced technology to measure the ripeness of fruits, such as avocados, tomatoes, strawberries, and blackberries. It uses an optical scanner and artificial intelligence to accurately predict the product's shelf life. This gadget helps reduce food waste and improve selection for producers, distributors, and consumers. In addition, it displays detailed information about the fruit's condition on its screen. Windmills, or wind turbines, are installed in areas with constant and strong winds, such as hills or open spaces, to maximize their efficiency. The process begins with a concrete foundation that supports the tower. The towers are then lifted with cranes, and the rotor blades and generator are assembled at the top. The blades are adjusted to capture the wind in an optimal way. In addition, the distance between turbines is considered to avoid interference in airflow, thus optimizing energy generation. There is a restaurant called Foodum located in Hangzhou that is operated by robots. This restaurant was inaugurated by the TNT Robotic Catering Group, a subsidiary of Country Garden Holdings, and uses 46 different types of robots for tasks such as cooking, serving, and receiving payments. This innovative restaurant opened its doors on January 12, 2020, and was developed with the collaboration of a team of 750 experts in robotics, programming, and gastronomics. Originally, beer bottles were transparent, but it was discovered that ultraviolet rays altered their flavor and smell, creating an unpleasant aroma known as skunky. To protect the quality of the beer, brown-colored bottles were introduced, as they block ultraviolet light more effectively.
This is a lamp with a very striking style that resembles a nuclear explosion. Its design imitates the shape of a mushroom cloud, like the one generated during an explosion, and it is intended to be a unique decorative element. It was created with materials such as wood, metal, plastic, and fabric, and some versions include LED lights to highlight the details and create a visually striking effect.
Saliva plays a crucial role in the perception of taste because it dissolves the chemical substances present in food. This allows the taste receptors on the tongue to detect flavors. Without saliva, the process of taste detection is limited.
Take a look at these fascinating skulls and skeletons made of glass. They are created by American artist Eric Franklin. He also adds neon lights so that his pieces glow in the dark. Eric is responsible for melting, shaping, and assembling these skulls and skeletons bone by bone. His work combines art and science, creating unique and mesmerizing sculptures. Mark Rober, a former NASA engineer and YouTuber, designed a dartboard that automatically repositions itself to guarantee bullseyes. This board uses 6 tracking cameras to detect the dart's trajectory. It then repositions itself in just 200 milliseconds, ensuring that the dart always hits the center.
Turkey is a unique country that spans 2 continents, Asia and Europe. Its largest city, Istanbul, is divided by the Bosphorus Strait, connecting both continents. This strategic location has made Istanbul an important cultural, historical, and commercial meeting point.
Ernest Braum holds the world record for the highest dive from a diving board, at approximately 43 feet in height.
On the International Space Station, astronauts use special cups designed to drink liquids in microgravity conditions. These cups, known as space cups, take advantage of principles of fluid dynamics, such as capillary action, to keep liquids contained and allow astronauts to drink them without the liquid floating out of the container. The ship Knock Nevis, formerly known as Seawise Giant, was the largest ship in the world. It measured approximately 1,503 feet in length, and because of its size, it could not cross the Panama Canal or the English Channel. It was also considered the largest movable object ever made by humans, but it was dismantled in 2009.
For April Fool's Day, Pizza Hut in Taiwan sold a zero-damage pizza. It consisted of a light crust ring that does not cause weight gain or bloating. It was a clever joke that was well received by the public. In Japan, Pepsi-flavored Cheetos have been released. This innovative product combines the traditional flavor of Cheetos with a seasoning that imitates the taste of the soft drink, creating a unique experience for snack and candy lovers. Sea urchins tend to cover themselves with stones and empty shells to protect against predators and ultraviolet rays. This natural protection strategy is common among them. In addition, some aquarists have discovered that if you give them tiny hats, sea urchins will wear those too. A juggling robot developed by the Czech Technical University in Prague is capable of performing impressive acrobatics. Designed with servo motors and high-speed cameras, this robot executes juggling routines with great precision. Its exceptional coordination allows it to repeat tricks without errors, demonstrating a high level of mechanical skill. This is the Goliath tigerfish, one of the most dangerous fish in Africa and in the world. It has 32 sharp teeth with which it devours almost everything in its path. Males of this species can reach up to 71 inches in length, practically the height of an adult man, and they are very rare to find. But if you ever come across one, prepare for the worst. It is said that they are voracious enough to eat prey their own size, including people and even crocodiles. Basir Sultani, a Canadian artist of Afghan origin, creates impressive figures by stacking pencils in specific ways. His beautiful pieces emerge from the strategic organization of pencils on flat surfaces. He also takes the photographs of his creations himself and shares them on his social media. Did you know that there are $50,000 in cryptocurrencies buried on Mount Everest? The question and answer platform Ask.fm launched its own cryptocurrency, AskKT, and decided to celebrate by offering a prize. They hid a cryptocurrency wallet with 50,000 units on Mount Everest and challenged anyone brave enough to go look for it.
This was done as part of a publicity strategy and also to create an interesting challenge for users. Cricket is one of the most popular sports in the world, especially in countries such as India, Pakistan, Australia, and England. Although cricket can seem complex, with matches that can last up to 5 days, it has a passionate fan base. The Ashes Trophy, contested between England and Australia, is one of the oldest and most prestigious rivalries in the sport, with its origins dating back to 1882. Free skates are an innovative hybrid between a skateboard and skates, designed to offer freedom and creativity while moving. Each foot rests on an independent platform, allowing for unique movements and surprising maneuvers. This device requires skill, balance, and practice to master, which can be challenging for beginners.
The Narrow House is an art installation created by Erwin Worm. It represents a compressed version of his childhood home, with furniture and objects crushed to their limits. This work seeks to convey feelings of claustrophobia and reflect on the perception of personal space. The best-selling album of all time is Thriller by Michael Jackson, released in 1982. It has sold more than 66 million copies worldwide. The album's success is partly due to the innovative music video for the song Thriller, which introduced a cinematic narrative never before seen in the music industry. This album cemented Michael Jackson as the king of pop and redefined music production. Zip Stitch is a tool that can save many trips to emergency rooms, and you do not even need experience to use it. It works essentially like a plastic strip that is inserted into an open wound and tightened to close it. According to the company, it is 8 times stronger than normal stitches and even leaves fewer scars. The longest-running anime is Sazae-san, which currently has more than 8,100 episodes. The series began airing in 1969 and is still ongoing. It is a cultural phenomenon in Japan, known for its everyday stories about the Sazae family. Although it is not widely known outside Japan, its longevity makes it a true titan of television, keeping entire generations entertained for decades. Cairo, the capital of Egypt, is the most populated city in Africa, with an estimated population of more than 22 million inhabitants. It is one of the oldest cities in the world, with a history that dates back more than 1,000 years. It was founded in the year 969 after Christ by the Fatimid dynasty. Lou is an adventurous dog who accompanies his owners, Maya Sear and her husband Carson, on extreme activities such as rappelling and canyoning. The couple, originally from Utah, outfit Lou with special gear to ensure his comfort and safety during excursions. Together, they explore places such as Zion National Park, sharing exciting outdoor adventures and strengthening their unique bond. Eros, a Labrador in Medellin, Colombia, has become the unique messenger. He works at a small market in the Robledo Tulipanes neighborhood, delivering orders to customers in a basket he holds with his mouth. Reliable and disciplined, he delivers packages intact, earning the affection of the community. Neighbors pet him to thank him for his dedication, making Eros a beloved figure in the neighborhood.
Sunflowers exhibit a behavior called heliotropism, in which they turn their heads to follow the sun throughout the day, maximizing photosynthesis. On cloudy or rainy days, sunflowers remain oriented in the direction of the last visible sunlight, but they do not turn toward other sunflowers. Mature sunflowers stop exhibiting this behavior and generally face east.
Microsoft is testing the use of fused silica glass as a long-term data storage method. This technology encodes data with a laser into a single glass plate with a capacity of up to 7 terabytes. Once recorded, the data can last up to 10,000 years. The data cannot be modified, similar to a compact disc or digital versatile disc. This advancement allows even your great-great-grandchildren to access the videos and documents you record today.
Earth has a diameter of approximately 7,918 miles, while the Sun has a diameter of approximately 807,800 miles. This means that the Sun's diameter is about 109 times larger than Earth's. This fact puts into perspective the immense size of the Sun compared to our planet. The ostrich egg is the largest produced by any existing animal species. It can weigh up to approximately 3.1 pounds and have a length of up to about 7 inches. Despite its large size, the shell of an ostrich egg is surprisingly thin and strong. The coconut crab is the heaviest land crab in existence. It can weigh up to 8.8 pounds and have a leg span of approximately 3.3 to 6.6 feet. Males are usually larger than females. This impressive crustacean inhabits islands in the Indian and Pacific Oceans.
Its name comes from its ability to climb coconut trees and crack coconuts with its powerful claws. Some homeless people in Japan live in internet cafes. They are known as internet cafe refugees. They only pay for the hours of internet they use, and in return, they are allowed to stay inside. In Japan, these centers are open 24 hours a day. Homeless people discovered that they could stay in a comfortable chair all day by only paying for internet hours. Originally, these cafes only provided internet, but growing demand led them to expand their services to include food, drinks, and showers, all at an affordable price. A super-habitable planet is a type of hypothetical exoplanet that could have conditions more favorable for life than Earth. In 2020, astronomers identified 24 potentially super-habitable exoplanets based on certain characteristics, although more detailed study is needed to confirm that they meet all the requirements. It would take you approximately 35 months to walk the entire Great Wall of China, walking along its more than approximately 13,049 miles, which is equivalent to 5 times the length of the United States. Although traversing it in its entirety is not possible due to restricted areas, completing the main sections would take 100 days, provided that you are in good physical condition. The term robot comes from Czech. The word robot has its origins in the play RUR, Rossum's Universal Robots, written by Czech author Karel Čapek in 1920. In Czech, robota means forced labor or servitude, and it was used in the play to describe artificial androids. The Magdeburg Water Bridge, located in Germany, is the longest navigable aqueduct bridge in the world. With a length of 3,011 feet, it connects the Elbe-Havel Canal with the Mittelland Canal, allowing boats to cross over the Elbe River. Its ingenious design optimizes navigation and transportation in the region. This is how a neuron dies. Neurons die through processes such as apoptosis and necrosis. Apoptosis is a form of programmed cell death that is essential for development and tissue maintenance. Necrosis, on the other hand, is an unplanned form of cell death, often the result of damage or stress. These processes are natural and necessary for the healthy functioning of the organism.
Antimatter is the most expensive material to produce, with an estimated cost of approximately $4 trillion per grain. This is because it is composed of antiparticles that are extremely rare on Earth, and its production requires massive amounts of energy. In addition, its unstable nature allows only 1% of the generated antiparticles to be stored.
Josh Hernandez, known as Matt Charcoal, is a talented artist who creates incredible landscapes and portraits using charcoal as his primary tool. His work spans from charcoal to painting and mixed media. He focuses mainly on portraiture and figurative work, with an emphasis on achromatic values and expressive qualities. His unique style and outstanding skills have earned him recognition in the art world. The feeling of butterflies in your stomach occurs due to the activation of the sympathetic nervous system during situations of stress or intense emotion. When adrenaline is released, the body redirects blood from the digestive system to the muscles to prepare for rapid action. This reduction in blood flow to the stomach and intestines is what causes the butterfly sensation. Both fear and being in love can trigger this physiological response. Arbab Khizr Hayat, known as the Pakistani Hulk, is famous for his incredible physical strength. With a height of 6 feet 3 inches and a weight of 959 pounds, he has gained international recognition. One of his most impressive feats was stopping a moving tractor. In addition, Hayat claims to consume up to 10,000 calories daily and states that he has no health problems. The Panama hat, despite its name, originated in Ecuador. These Tokia straw hats became famous when United States President Theodore Roosevelt was photographed wearing them during the construction of the Panama Canal in 1906. The name Panama hat became popular after canal workers began wearing them to protect themselves from the sun. These hats continue to be a symbol of elegance and tropical style. Patrick Acton is an artist known for creating scale replicas of famous structures using matchsticks and glue. Among his works are Notre Dame Cathedral, the Capitol, the Millennium Falcon, and Hogwarts Castle. These impressive creations have required millions of matchsticks and gallons of glue and have been exhibited in museums and events around the world. This is an airplane wing, and this is the reason why drones are banned at airports.
This is how light rail track switching is done in China. For example, in Chongqing, the light rail uses an advanced precision system that allows the track to be switched in just 5 seconds. This type of technology optimizes urban transportation and is an example of the high level of innovation in the Chinese railway system.
The crested porcupine inhabits warm regions of Africa and Europe. It is characterized by its long black and white quills that cover its entire body. When it feels threatened, it raises its quills and shakes them while rattling its tail. The quills can detach when they come into contact with a predator, causing injuries. This defensive adaptation allows them to gain time to escape and protect themselves from attacks.
Fish eggs can hatch even after being eaten and excreted by ducks. This is due to the resilience of fish eggs, which can survive the digestive process of aquatic birds. As a result, waterfowl can spread fish species to unexpected places, such as isolated bodies of water. It is a fascinating phenomenon that demonstrates nature's ability to adapt and survive under adverse conditions.
The Port Jackson shark has a peculiar appearance because its nostrils are connected to its snout. Each of its teeth serves a specific function, and its main purpose is to break, crush, and grind mollusks and other hard-shelled species. It inhabits the coastal region of southern Australia, including the waters near Port Jackson, from which it gets its name. It is capable of pumping water over its gills, allowing it to remain on the seafloor for long periods.
Edith Macefield was the inspiration behind the movie Up. In 2006, she received an offer of $1 million to sell her house in the Ballard neighborhood of Seattle, which she rejected again and again, until she finally died 2 years later. The shopping center was built around the house, which still stands almost 19 years later.
Hippos secrete a mucus substance that appears as pink sweat, thanks to two compounds, hipposudoric acid and norhipposudoric acid. This secretion acts as a sunscreen by blocking ultraviolet rays and also as an antiseptic, preventing infections in their wounds. Despite their frequent fights, hippo injuries rarely become infected due to this natural protection. The Naja naja, also known as the spectacled cobra, has two black markings on the back of its hood connected by a curved line that gives the impression of eyeglasses. The average size of these cobras is approximately 3 feet, although they rarely exceed 6.6 feet in length.
Rainbow Bridge in Utah is one of the largest natural bridges in the world. It is located in southern Utah, United States, and was formed by the erosion of sandstone. This stone bridge has a height of 289 feet and is considered sacred by the Navajo and Paiute indigenous communities that live in the region. The most expensive domain name in the world is valued at $872 million. www.cars.com.
This is the most expensive jacket in the world. It is designed with approximately 1,420 grains of perfect diamonds and black python skin. It can be yours for $10 million.
This invention allows you to create decorative holograms that look quite realistic. It is called Looking Glass Portal and is basically a screen that allows us to create holograms and display them continuously. This curious product was launched by Looking Glass Factory Incorporated, a group of inventors pursuing the fantasy seen in futuristic movies. On this screen, you can create custom designs or upload photographs that are then displayed as three-dimensional holograms. The device has its own computer and can also be used as a phone, tablet, or external camera. This creation is aimed at designers, photographers, and content creators.
Le Pouce, created by the French sculptor César Baldacchini, is an impressive work of art located in the La Défense district of Paris. This monumental sculpture represents a large-scale thumb with a height of approximately 39 feet and a weight close to 40,000 pounds. Made of bronze, it stands out for its uniqueness and extravagance. It is one of Baldacchini's most iconic works, showing his ability to transform the everyday into something monumental.
Kangaroo rats can go long periods without drinking water, thanks to their powerful kidneys, which are at least 4 times more efficient than ours at retaining water and excreting salt. This adaptation allows them to survive in arid and semi-arid areas of the United States and Mexico. The most striking feature of this species is their long legs, which allow them to jump quite high when they want to. In Roman numerals, 0 does not have a specific symbol, since the Romans did not have a numerical system to represent the concept of 0. Romans used their numbering system mainly to count and record quantities, without including 0. Therefore, there is no equivalent of 0 in Roman numerals, unlike the Arabic numeral system we use today. The lash clock, designed by Bina Baitel, is an innovative clock with a frame covered in eyelash-like fibers. The minutes and hours are revealed through the gaps created between the slowly moving fibers, offering a unique way to tell time. Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, confirmed that a younger version of Peter Parker appears in the movie Iron Man 2. According to Holland, the child wearing an Iron Man mask who faces a Hammer Tech drone during the Stark Expo is in fact Peter Parker.
Although this connection was not originally planned, it has become an official detail of the MCU.
Sandblasting, also known as sandblasting or abrasive blasting, is a technique widely used to clean or prepare surfaces by projecting abrasive particles at high speed with compressed air. This process is effective for removing rust, old paint, and other contaminants, as well as for preparing surfaces for coatings.
Lonsdaleite is a rare form of diamond with a hexagonal structure, unlike the cubic structure of terrestrial diamonds. It has been found in meteorites, specifically those that contain remains of destroyed dwarf planets. This is one of the strangest marine animals on our planet, the immortal jellyfish, or as experts know it, Turritopsis dohrnii. It has the astonishing ability to reverse its life cycle once it reaches adulthood. It performs a bit of magic and returns to its youth. Most curious of all is that this process can be repeated as many times as it wants. An Irish beekeeper built a functional beehive using Lego blocks. This hive became home to approximately 30,000 native Irish bees. His creation was widely recognized for its innovation and creativity. Nauru, a nation in the Micronesia region, stands out for being the only country in the world that does not have an officially designated capital. This motorhome has a second floor and even an electric elevator. We are talking about the Maxus Life Home P90, a model built in China. This design occupies a relatively short footprint but extends upward, significantly increasing its size. The most interesting feature of this vehicle is that it includes a terrace with a balcony, perfect for passengers to enjoy the scenery. In addition, it has an elevator to move between floors. Inside, it features luxury installations with touchscreens on the walls and even voice control. Peanut butter was developed by John Harvey Kellogg in 1895 as a nutritious substitute for meat for elderly people and patients with difficulty chewing solid foods. In 1903, Dr. Ambrose Straub patented a machine to make peanut butter, allowing it to be commercialized. Since then, peanut butter has become a popular food enjoyed by millions of people for its delicious flavor and nutritional value. The 3 richest families in the world have more money than the 48 poorest countries in the world combined. Among these families are the Al Nahyan family, which rules Abu Dhabi, the Walton family, owners of Walmart, and the Hermes family, owners of the well-known luxury fashion brand. So-called fog tsunamis are natural phenomena known as advection fog. They form when a mass of warm, moist air moves over a colder surface, such as the sea, causing water vapor to condense into tiny droplets.
This is how blind people send messages and write on their phones. The option is called Braille input, and as you can see on the screen, there are 6 dots. By combining different gestures and buttons, the letters of the alphabet are created.
The Chinese space station has successfully incorporated 2 vegetable cultivation systems. The first, operational since late June, has harvested 4 batches of lettuce. The second system, deployed in mid-August, is intended for growing cherry tomatoes and green onions. Both systems have delivered surprising and exciting results, marking a significant advance in space agriculture.
Chris Kyle, a professional BMX cyclist, performed an astonishing feat with the support of Red Bull. He rode his bicycle in a BMX bowl suspended by a hot air balloon at approximately 2,001 feet above the ground. The bowl was specially designed for this feat and registered as an aircraft due to its technical complexity. Kyle wore an emergency parachute just in case.
Corgi races are recreational events held in places such as Emerald Downs in Washington. These races are not competitive like greyhound racing, but rather fun, family-friendly activities where corgis, which are pets, run toward their owners. The earliest forms of weaponry were stone spears with poison tips. There are records of Chinese people using leather armor and short weapons made of jade. The common man in the ancient world used a simple straight stick as a basic weapon of defense against enemies.
The Italian automotive team Carmageddon presented its curious vehicle measuring only 8 inches in height, with which they obtained the Guinness record for the lowest car in the world.
The first jeans made their official debut in 1873, when Levi Strauss received a patent to place metal rivets on denim pants. This innovation gave them incredible strength, especially useful for workers. Jeans became more durable and able to withstand harsh daily working conditions. Since then, jeans have become a fashion icon. The company Kongo Gumi is the oldest company in the world, founded in Osaka, Japan in the year 578. It specialized in the construction of Buddhist temples, such as Shitenoji, built in 593 and still standing. It operated independently for 1,428 years.
but in 2006 it was absorbed by Takamatsu Corporation. Today, it remains dedicated to the construction and maintenance of temples, preserving its historical legacy. Kazuya Shibata, known for his unusual inventions, created a device that shakes his shirt to keep him cool during hot days. In addition to this invention, Shibata has developed other creative devices, such as a protective shield that prevents a phone from hitting the face while using it in bed. His innovative approach and problem-solving skills have made him a standout inventor. The fossa is the largest native carnivore in Madagascar and the island's dominant predator. Its size is approximately twice that of domestic cats. Males measure between 27.6 and 31.5 inches in length, not including the tail, which can reach up to 35.4 inches. Unfortunately, its population has declined in recent decades due to hunting and the destruction of its natural habitat. Coral reefs, especially the Great Barrier Reef near Australia, are visible from space due to their enormous size and the contrast they create in the ocean. Most modern cars have a small holder or hook on the fuel door or near the fuel opening. This design allows the gas cap to be hung while filling the tank, preventing it from getting lost or dirty. Living on Mars would involve facing epic challenges, such as a thin atmosphere and freezing temperatures. It would be necessary to live in pressurized structures and find ways to produce water and food. Martian gravity would have effects on human bone and muscle health. Exploring a planet with red landscapes and spectacular skies would turn life on Mars into an epic adventure full of discoveries. The most dangerous ice skating in the world is natural ice skating, or Nordic skating, which is commonly practiced in Sweden. The ice layer can be as thin as approximately 4 inches. Because it is a risky activity, skaters usually go in groups.
Some manhole covers in Oklahoma City feature a special design that includes a map of the city. This map represents local streets and areas, and some include a white dot that indicates the exact location of the observer.
The bullet ant is known for having the most painful sting in the world compared to the impact of a bullet. The Satarema-Way indigenous people of the Amazon use it in their initiation rites to turn young men into warriors by placing the ants inside gloves with their stingers facing inward. This thing occupies the highest level, 4, on the Schmidt Pain Index, designed by entomologist Justin Schmidt. Cryptocurrencies do not have physical backing, such as gold or traditional fiat currencies. Their value is based on user trust, the security provided by blockchain technology, and the decentralization of networks. Global acceptance and technological innovation play a fundamental role in their adoption and usefulness. This has allowed the way money is perceived and used in the digital era to be transformed.
Meet Wallace Ditworth, a man who drove miles with loose bees inside his truck and did not receive a single sting. He is a beekeeper from North Carolina, United States, who acquired 18,000 bees for economic purposes. Unfortunately, one of the containers they were in was not completely sealed, so many of them escaped and flew freely throughout the cab. In order not to lose the money, this man decided to do something risky. He drove approximately 40 miles with these dangerous animals as passengers. As incredible as it sounds, Wallace was not stung even once and completed his journey safely. Margaret Ann Neve was born on May 18, 1792, and lived until April 4, 1903. She was one of the first verified people to live across 3 different centuries. Margaret witnessed the evolution of society and technology over more than a century. The TMC Dumont is a unique motorcycle designed by Tarso Marcus, a former Formula One driver. It is equipped with a Rolls-Royce aircraft engine from the 1960s and features innovatively designed wheels with almost no visible axles, which have a diameter of approximately 3.3 feet. The next time you make popcorn, pay attention to the bottom of the bag. You'll see that there is a small opening. Shake the bag so the kernels that didn't pop can come out. Artist Scott Weaver created a kinetic sculpture called Rolling Through the Bay using more than 100,000 toothpicks and glue. Weaver dedicated 35 years and more than 3,000 hours to this masterpiece. The sculpture is inspired by the city of San Francisco and stands as a testament to the artist's patience and dedication. In 2005, archaeologists discovered the oldest noodles in the world at the Lajia archaeological site in Qinghai Province, China. These noodles, made from millet, are approximately 4,000 years old. They were preserved because they were sealed inside an overturned container, which blocked air from entering and allowed them to remain intact. Self-driving cars rely on advanced software based on artificial intelligence to analyze and respond to their surroundings.
They use sensors such as cameras, radar, and LiDAR to detect elements like pedestrians, vehicles, bicycles, and traffic signs. This system processes data in real time, allowing cars to react to traffic lights, flashing lights, and turn signals. Artificial intelligence makes safe autonomous driving possible by interpreting multiple scenarios simultaneously and making precise decisions.
Ryan Jenks and Kimberly Weglin were married at approximately 394 feet above the ground in the Moab Desert, Utah. The ceremony took place on a colorful net suspended at 5 points. Fortunately, everyone was secured with safety harnesses. The event was exciting and unique, offering stunning views and an unforgettable experience for the couple and their guests.
After several attempts, Bot Lefty managed to score this 30-point shot. It was thrown from behind this line, so each ball was worth 3 points.
Scott Hildebrand is an artist recognized for designing miniature worlds inside antique objects such as watches, cameras, and radios. His works stand out for their astonishing attention to detail and the unique creativity he pours into each piece. Among his most impressive creations are a McDonald's inside a telephone and a nightclub inside a camera.
The third thumb, designed by Danny Claude together with scientist Tamar Mawkin, is a robotic device that adds an extra thumb to the human hand. Controlled by sensors placed under the feet, it allows the user to perform tasks with greater dexterity. Studies have shown that the brain can temporarily adapt to this tool, demonstrating its capacity for neuroplasticity. The Aeroloom is a personal airship with flapping wings that are used like oars to move through the air. It is located in France, specifically in the airship hangar of Écausville in Normandy. The cost of the experience is approximately $60 per person.
The self-supporting bridge designed by Leonardo da Vinci appears in the Codex Atlanticus and does not require joining elements, such as nails, ropes, or glue. Its stability is based on friction and the gravity of the pieces, allowing it to support itself. This practical design was ideal for quickly building bridges using local materials, such as wood from nearby trees. Some luxury cars are equipped with cleaning systems for their vehicle cameras. These cleaners are designed to keep the cameras free of dirt, water, or snow, ensuring optimal performance of driver assistance functions, such as automatic parking or surround view systems. The Canadian passport has advanced security features, such as hidden images that are revealed under ultraviolet light. These images include iconic elements of Canada, such as maple leaves and landmark buildings, which appear in vibrant colors under ultraviolet light. Zain Sofualu, a 3-year-old Turkish prodigy, has demonstrated exceptional skills by driving vehicles such as a Ferrari SF90 Stradale, karts, motorcycles, and quad bikes. His father, Kenan Sofualu, a motorcycle racing champion, supervises all his activities to ensure his safety. From an early age, Zain has shown great skill and passion for driving. He practices in controlled environments, such as closed tracks with all necessary safety measures. Flamingos have a unique anatomy compared to most birds. Contrary to what it seems, flamingos bend their legs at the ankle and not at the knee. This can give the impression that they are walking on their toes. In reality, their knees are located much higher up, closer to the body. This special anatomical adaptation allows them to maintain balance in shallow waters while feeding. The Rubik's Cube is the best-selling toy in the world. Over 4 decades, more than 450 million units have been sold. Its incredible success is due to the fact that it is not only used by children, but is also purchased by people of all ages. Some buy it simply for entertainment, and others to try to reduce the time it takes them to solve it. This building, called Reading Between the Lines, is a project by 2 Belgian architects. This structure, located in Borglo in Belgium, is composed of 30 tons of steel and approximately 2,000 horizontal columns on a reinforced concrete base. Its design allows it, depending on the viewing angle, to appear as a solid church or visually dissolve into the landscape. The Burj Khalifa, with a height of approximately 2,717 feet, is currently the tallest building in the world. However, when compared to Mount Everest, which measures more than 26,246 feet, the Burj Khalifa seems tiny in comparison. This difference highlights the immensity of nature compared to human constructions. This dessert you are looking at was prepared by Jordi Roca using distilled water and helium. The water was previously infused with spices. When it is anchored to the plate, it drips and releases flavor. It is like eating a cloud.
TeamLab is a collective of artists, programmers, engineers, animators, mathematicians, and architects recognized for their interactive and technological works. Its most recent installation, called TeamLab Massless, is located in the Chaoyang Joy City shopping mall in Beijing, China.
This is the strange phenomenon known as nacreous clouds. These clouds form at temperatures below the sublimation point of ice, usually around 121 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. The bright colors that characterize them indicate that the clouds are composed of spherical crystals of similar size, approximately 0.00039 inches in diameter. Their formation may also be associated with violent tropospheric storms.
Just like the plankton you see on some beaches around the world, humans are also bioluminescent. We cannot perceive it because this light is 1,000 times weaker than what our eyes are capable of detecting.
Your tongue can be overweight if this is your case. There are exercises to tone it and help it lose weight. This is very helpful for people who snore heavily. Actors use various techniques to cry without actually feeling sad. One common method is emotional memory, in which they recall personal memories to generate tears, or they focus intensely on the emotional moment of the scene, connecting with the character. They also train in breath control to simulate crying and in muscle relaxation to release emotions. Some use physical methods, such as eye drops that simulate real tears. This is a scale model of ancient Rome. It was made by the Italian archaeologist Gismondi. The incredible plaster model is known as the Plastico di Roma Imperiale and is based on a map from 1901 by the Italian archaeologist Rodolfo Lanciani. Each foot of the model represents approximately 820 real feet of Imperial Rome, one of the largest cities of the ancient world. It is exhibited at the Museum of Roman Civilization and has even been used in movies such as Gladiator. The Red Bull Soapbox Race is a clever and fun event designed for the enjoyment of participants and spectators. In this competition, homemade and creative vehicles race downhill along a slope filled with obstacles. The race is meant to be exciting, but there are always risks involved when going downhill with obstacles in a small vehicle. In Scotland, specifically in Killiecrankie, there is a nighttime bungee jumping experience offered by Highland Fling Bungee. This jump takes place from the Gary Bridge in the middle of a stunning natural environment.
The ketchup brand Heinz has launched a red tattoo ink called Heinz Tattoo Ink. This ink was developed in collaboration with the Brazilian creative agency Soho and the ink manufacturer Electric Ink. It uses the officially registered Heinz 57 red color and is free of harmful ingredients. In Colorado, United States, the Garden of the Gods is a public park known for its impressive red sandstone rock formations. These natural structures, some of which have names such as Tower of Babel and Camels, offer spectacular scenery and opportunities for rock climbing and hiking.
Leon Howard is a 6-time world champion in Irish dance. This dance style is characterized by fast, precise foot movements while the upper body remains almost completely still. Howard has stood out in international competitions, earning recognition as one of the best in his discipline. Obsidian is a natural volcanic glass formed by the rapid cooling of magma rich in silicic acid. This abrupt cooling prevents the crystallization of minerals. Obsidian is distinguished by its conchoidal fracture and can be translucent or opaque. There are different varieties in brown, red, golden, or gray tones due to the presence of iron oxide inclusions, gas bubbles, or light spherules. In addition, the surface of obsidian can change color depending on how it is carved. Meet Joe Scandrett, a parkour athlete from the United Kingdom known for his extreme descents and impressive stunts. He has gained notoriety for his ability to perform dangerous movements, such as descending buildings. However, it is important to note that these stunts are extremely risky and should only be performed by highly trained professionals like him. The golden harp is the national symbol of Ireland, and its use dates back to the 13th century. Ireland is the only country that has a musical instrument as an official symbol, which appears on coats of arms, coins, passports, and official documents. Fluorescent clothing glows in the dark due to the presence of special pigments that absorb ultraviolet light and re-emit it at visible wavelengths. These pigments, such as uranium compounds or synthetic pigments, convert ultraviolet light into bright colors that stand out in low light conditions. As a result, when ultraviolet light such as black lights shines on the clothing, it appears to glow intensely. Emirates airline flight attendant and professional skydiver Nicole Smith-Ludwig performed an impressive feat by climbing onto the antenna of the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, to film a commercial. Standing on a small platform with a breathtaking view, Nicole confidently posed while an Airbus A380 aircraft made 11 passes around her to capture the perfect shot. Although hard to believe due to the extreme risk, the scene was completely real, highlighting her bravery and professionalism at one of the most challenging heights on the planet.
The Liquid Tree, known as Liquid 3, is a project developed by the Institute for Multidisciplinary Research at the University of Belgrade in Serbia. This system uses a tank containing 158.5 gallons of water with microalgae, which carry out photosynthesis to absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. It is designed to be placed in urban areas with little vegetation and can clean the air in a way equivalent to two 10-year-old trees or 2,153 square feet of grass.
A hot bath of 1 hour can burn up to 130 calories, the same amount you would burn walking for 30 minutes. According to a study by Loughborough University, the passive heating of the body produced by a hot bath increases calorie burn. Additionally, hot water helps regulate blood sugar levels, which may be beneficial for people with type 2 diabetes.
The Canton Tower, located in Guangzhou, China, is famous for its extreme activities designed for adrenaline lovers. At an approximate height of 977 feet, it offers challenges such as obstacle races and walks on suspended ropes. The Sami are an indigenous people who inhabit the Arctic regions of Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia. They are known for their nomadic culture and for being experts in reindeer herding, which they use as a source of food, clothing, and transportation. On March 26, 2012, James Cameron became the first person to make a solo descent to the Challenger Deep, the deepest point of the Mariana Trench, reaching a depth of nearly 36,089 feet. For this feat, he used the Deep Sea Challenger, a submersible designed specifically for this mission. This vehicle was built in Australia in collaboration with National Geographic and other partners. During the dive, Cameron collected samples and captured images that made it possible to identify new species and study the deep sea ecosystem. In 2015, Stephanie Bartz wrote with the help of several cars a message for her father who was aboard the space station. The astronaut took this photograph commemorating the moment. The human heart generates enough pressure when pumping blood that if it were to exit the body, the stream could reach a distance of up to 32.8 feet under ideal conditions. This is possible due to the force with which the heart contracts the ventricles to maintain blood circulation in the body.
Barnaby Dixon is one of the most famous puppeteers in the world. His unique and dynamic puppets are controlled with his fingers using hinges, levers, and other mechanisms. The movements of the characters are very fluid and realistic, almost as if they were alive. Dixon has gained recognition for his creativity and skill in puppetry. Juja Menke created a bridge using coins without using glue. The stability of this structure is achieved through precise distribution of the coins and a design that takes advantage of physical principles such as balance and friction.
When a predator approaches the nest of a redneck plover, these birds pretend to have an injured wing to draw the attacker's attention and lead it as far away from their eggs as possible. In Amsterdam, there are 4 times more bicycles than cars. This is how children are taken to school. Bicycles are used instead of school buses, helping to reduce carbon dioxide emissions and keep our world cleaner.
Amazon was founded in 1994 by Jeff Bezos as an online bookstore. What many people do not know is that Bezos originally had another name in mind for the company, Cadabra, referring to the magic of technology. However, he decided to change the name because his lawyer warned him that the word could sound too similar to cadaver when pronounced quickly. Finally, Bezos chose the name Amazon, inspired by the Amazon River, because he wanted his company to be as big and powerful as the largest river in the world. Today, Amazon has grown beyond books to become one of the largest e-commerce and technology platforms in the world.
In 2012, Arturo Valdenegro, a 12-year-old boy, won a paper airplane throwing contest as a prize. His design was recreated on a large scale with an airplane that was 45.9 feet long and 23 feet wide. This airplane, called Arturo's Desert Eagle, was towed by a helicopter and released from a height of 2,703 feet over the Arizona desert.
This is what the largest semi-submersible ship in the world looks like. It is called Boca Vanguard. It is approximately 902 feet long, and its towers rise about 259 feet above sea level. It is also capable of carrying loads of up to approximately 242,508,000 pounds. It was designed to move offshore oil and gas installations, although it is also used to transport other ships at a maximum speed of about 16.2 miles per hour. It has a bridge, a lifeboat area, and a lounge that can accommodate a crew of 40 people. Some department stores lock the wheels of shopping carts when they are taken outside the store's parking lot perimeter. Watch how the wheels lock and can no longer be moved. This is done to prevent them from being stolen. The Shopper Chopper is a vehicle shaped like a shopping cart, designed as a marketing tool. It has impressive dimensions, standing over 10 feet tall, and is equipped with a powerful engine. This vehicle is street legal and is used at promotional events, parades, and advertising campaigns. In the United States, some universities have included courses on memes within programs related to communication and culture. Although there are no exclusive courses on how to create them, their social impact and use in marketing are studied. Memes, although they seem simple, require creativity, humor, and specific criteria to be successful. In addition, many people have turned meme creation into a lucrative profession, especially on social media. This shows how memes have transcended as a cultural and effective communication tool.
This is what a wave breaking underwater looks like. This phenomenon is studied in fluid dynamics and is fascinating to observe, as it reveals how waves interact with the underwater environment.
This is one of the strangest lakes in the world. It is known as the Lake of Blood because of its unusual reddish color. The lake changed color in 2011, and many people believed it was an omen of the end of the world, but nothing could be further from the truth, as its color is caused by a bacterium. This organism grows in low oxygen waters and gave the lake its blood-like tone. Although it is not toxic, it is best not to get too close. In Japan, there are pothole patrols. Their job is to inspect streets by taking photos of their condition. They immediately send the photos and the location of the pothole, and a team goes to repair it, all in less than 1 hour.
This is the beluga sturgeon, the largest and heaviest freshwater fish in the world. The oldest specimens that have been found measure more than 16.4 feet in length, and some reached over 2,205 pounds in weight. However, today, the species is endangered, and its dimensions are not as impressive as before. Most now reach just over 9.8 feet in length and about 1,433 pounds in weight. They mainly inhabit the basins of the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. The Library of Congress, located in Washington, D.C., is the largest library in the world in terms of the number of books and other archival materials. It houses more than 170 million items in more than 470 different languages. This diver found what appears to be a transparent fish, but it is actually a kelp. These organisms are an intermediate form between invertebrates and vertebrates. They are usually connected to each other, forming an enormous chain, and they separate when the water is rich in phytoplankton. In Taupo, New Zealand, there is a unique McDonald's that includes a Douglas DC-3 airplane as part of its facilities. Customers can enjoy their meals inside the airplane, which still preserves the pilot's cockpit in good condition. Pretzels were created by a Catholic monk using leftover dough. According to him, their shape symbolizes a child praying with arms crossed over the chest. These treats were also a symbol of religious trinity, with their 3 holes representing the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Airplane food tastes different because the pressurized cabin affects the senses of taste and smell. At an altitude of 32,808 feet, pressure and low humidity reduce the sensitivity of taste buds and the sense of smell. This causes many foods to seem less intense or even bland during the flight. Highly intelligent people can face challenges when finding a partner due to their tendency toward complex and deep thinking. This can lead them to overlook subtle social cues, making it harder to connect with others. In addition, they may prioritize their independence, as they do not feel the need to rely on someone else to feel complete. Observe these incredible miniature pieces. They are created by the Japanese artist Kiyomi, and her talent allows her to imprint very precise details onto her tiny imitations of real objects. She creates spectacular dollhouses whose furniture is super realistic. She uses materials such as paper, fabric, wire, and wood. But the most important elements are the patience and delicacy with which she must carry out her work. Although forests contribute significantly to oxygen production, the oceans are the main generators on the planet. They cover more than 70% of Earth's surface and produce approximately 50% of the oxygen we breathe. This process is due to phytoplankton, tiny marine plants that carry out photosynthesis and release oxygen as a byproduct.
In Petrified Forest National Park in Arizona, United States, you can find vast areas of fossilized trees that date back more than 200 million years. These trees have turned into stone through a process called permineralization, in which minerals gradually replace organic matter, creating detailed replicas of trunks that were once part of a lush tropical forest.
Eyebrow threading is becoming increasingly popular. It involves using a long, twisted cotton thread that traps and pulls out even the finest hairs from the root around the eyebrows. In this video, we can see how the hairs come out from the root. People say it is much less painful than tweezers or wax.
Nissin released a breakfast-flavored ramen that includes notes of pancakes, egg, sausage, and syrup. This unusual combination aims to offer a unique culinary experience for ramen lovers.
The hole in the center of spaghetti spoons serves a functional purpose. It is designed to measure the proper portion of dry pasta. In general, this hole has a diameter that matches a standard serving of spaghetti for one person, which is usually around 2 ounces. When you insert uncooked spaghetti into the hole and fill the space with the amount you need, you can be sure you are serving an appropriate portion to cook.
The quince is a fruit that is not eaten raw. Unlike many fruits that are consumed raw, such as apples, the quince is not eaten directly from the tree due to its hardness and bitter flavor, but it does have great culinary use once cooked, especially in the preparation of sweets, such as jams and the popular quince paste.
The loops on roller coasters are not circular. Instead, they have an inverted teardrop shape. The reason is that if the loops were perfect circles, people on the ride would experience accelerations greater than 6 Gs, which could cause injuries.
Watch these two ants working together to pull a cockroach by its antennae. These small but powerful creatures can carry between 10 and 50 times their own body weight. Hyundai has developed the innovative e-corner system designed to facilitate maneuvers in tight spaces. This system allows vehicles to perform 360-degree turns in place thanks to motors integrated into each wheel. It also enables lateral movement, significantly improving the parking experience.
25.9% of the internet is in English, 19.4% is in Chinese, and 8% is in Spanish. These are the 3 languages with the most content.
Phloemys pallidus, also known as the giant cloud rat, is possibly the largest rat species in existence. They can grow up to 29.5 inches long. Aerogel is a unique material and the most ultralight in the world, composed mainly of air. Although its structure is 99% air, its 3-dimensional network of polymers makes it a perfect thermal and acoustic insulator. It has the ability to withstand up to 1,000 times its weight and is commonly used in buildings to prevent sudden temperature changes, as well as in spacesuits.
Did you know that American astronauts can vote from space? Using a set of unique credentials sent to each of them by email, astronauts can access their ballots, cast their votes, and send them back to Earth to the county clerk's office. Although it is extremely rare, dogs can develop allergies related to human particles, such as dander or hair. These allergies are reactions of the immune system to specific allergens, but they are usually difficult to diagnose and are often confused with more common allergies, such as those caused by mites, pollen, or food. Playbulb is a bench and amplifier for smartphones made of marble. You can place your smartphone here and listen to music while you sit.
Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, has several world records to his name. Among them, he set a record in 1987 for being the first to successfully cross the Atlantic in a hot air balloon. And he was also the first to cross the English Channel in an amphibious vehicle in 2004.
Apples are composed of up to 25% air, which is why they can float when placed in water. Meet the Sky Surfer, which is the smallest flying transport that exists. It is a compact electric vehicle that offers anyone safe freedom of movement in the sky, very similar to the personalized aircraft of the Green Man from Spider-Man. Upon the product's launch, the Sky Surfer received several million views around the world and quickly became the most trending topic in traditional media and social networks. Watch how these automated machines assemble the bristles into toothbrushes at high speed. Afterwards, other specialized devices cut the bristles to the required length and apply a final finish. This process includes sharpening the tips so they become thinner. In case of an emergency, hospital medical staff must evacuate babies using these vests. Each one has a capacity to carry 3 newborns. Dolphins can swim at more than 37 miles per hour. That speed allows them to perform these impressive jumps in the air. For a long time, scientists could not explain how it was possible for dolphins to swim at such high speeds.
In theory, their bodies should not have the muscle mass necessary to swim that fast, but it was recently discovered that it is due to their special tail. They can produce enormous force with their tail and can even control its flexibility as needed. That is why they can swim so fast.
The Tinto River in Spain is characterized by its intense red color, caused by the high content of iron and sulfides in its waters. With an approximate length of 62.1 miles, it is home to unique microorganisms adapted to its extreme acidic conditions. Its peculiar composition has led NASA to conduct studies in the river, as it presents similarities to conditions in the subsurface of Mars.
Crocodiles cannot stick out their tongues because the tongue is attached to the floor of the mouth by a membrane that keeps it fixed to the base of the jaw. This anatomical feature is an evolutionary adaptation that allows crocodiles to keep their mouths partially open while controlling the flow of water in and out without it entering their throat. Ancient ninjas carried crickets or cicadas with them to disguise the sound of their footsteps. These insects produced natural noises that helped mask the sounds of ninja movements, allowing them to move stealthily without being detected. The women of the Himba tribe in Africa cover their hair with onite, a mixture of tree resin, animal fat, and red ochre.
Anouk Garnier, a French climber and athlete, achieved a world record by climbing beneath the Eiffel Tower on April 10, 2024. She used a rope and a safety system to ascend 361 feet from the ground to the second level. Her feat was completed in just 18 minutes, standing out for her skill and dedication.
Believe it or not, these dinosaurs are completely real. They are hyper-realistic robotic suits controlled by humans from the inside. These suits were created by the Japanese company OnArt. And the curious thing is that even though people know they are not real dinosaurs, they react with great fear when encountering these designs.
An artificial intelligence has created videos showing theories about the construction of the pyramids of Egypt. These videos present fictional hypotheses such as giants and slaves lifting stone blocks, as well as elephants and boats on the Nile transporting them. Although these representations are purely creative and not based on historical evidence, they have generated interest and new discussions about the origin of the pyramids.
This is the Dumbo octopus, whose scientific name is Grimpoteuthis. It gets its nickname from its ear-shaped fins that resemble the Disney character. It is a small animal with an average size of 7.9 to 11.8 inches, although some specimens can be larger. Its body is soft and gelatinous, which allows it to withstand the pressure of the deep sea. It inhabits all the oceans of the world, but at extreme depths, generally at 6,562 feet, although some species can be found at more than 16,404 feet.
The pilot and co-pilot of an airplane never eat the same food during the flight. They do this because if there were food poisoning, one of them would remain unaffected and take control of the aircraft. In addition, some airlines have a rule that based on seniority, the pilot receives the first-class meal and the co-pilot receives business-class food. Glue is made from polymers, which are long chains of molecules. These are mixed with solvents and additives to create different types, such as white glue or epoxy glue. Epoxy glue, composed of two components that are combined, is one of the strongest adhesives in the world. Its strength lies in the durable chemical bonds that form during the curing process, making it ideal for bonding materials such as metals, ceramics, and wood.
These sneakers from the brand MSCF have an innovative design that allows them to be worn in both directions, either as conventional footwear or reversed, with the heel facing forward. This unique design has generated interest due to its creativity and functionality.
The YouTube channel Hoonigan carried out an experiment in which they used an Audi RS5 with 444 horsepower to see what would happen if a car drove over a track covered with banana peels, in the style of the video game Mario Kart. The result was that the vehicle moved slightly more slowly, but there was no significant sliding. In Japan, vending machines offer a unique and delicious option: canned cakes. These gourmet products stand out for their practicality and quality, as each can contains a perfectly prepared cake made with fresh ingredients, such as cream and fruit.
The Yellow Dog system uses colors on dog accessories to identify temperament and facilitate interaction. Red indicates that a dog may be aggressive if provoked, while yellow suggests nervousness. Green signals that the dog is friendly and approachable, and orange is used for dogs with special temperament considerations. This color code is a practical tool for better understanding canine behavior and ensuring safety when interacting with them. Cucumbers can help combat bad breath due to their high water content, which reduces dry mouth. Eating them stimulates saliva production, which helps eliminate the bacteria responsible for unpleasant odors.
Although it is not a definitive solution, consuming cucumber can be beneficial as a temporary measure to improve breath.
The company Sega created an interactive urinal system called Toilet. It includes an LCD screen and pressure sensors. It features 4 different mini-games that measure the strength and volume of the stream to determine the result.
Lakes originate from a variety of geological processes that create depressions in the Earth's surface, which then fill with water. Some of the most common causes include tectonic faults, depressions created by the collapse of underground caverns, erosion, or sedimentation. These processes can occur over millions of years.
German Shepherds are widely recognized as one of the best breeds for police work due to their intelligence, obedience, and trainability. They have a strong protective instinct and are known for their loyalty and determination, which makes them ideal for chasing and apprehending criminals. In contrast, Rottweilers are bred primarily for defense and tend to prioritize their owner's safety, stopping to make sure their handlers are safe.
The Spix macaw was declared extinct in the wild in 2019 due to indiscriminate hunting and the destruction of its habitat in the Brazilian Caatinga. However, the species still survives in captivity, and efforts are being made to reintroduce it into its natural environment. There are only 2 flags in the entire world that feature the color purple. The plumage of the bird on the flag of Dominica is this color, as well as the last stripe of the rainbow on the flag of Nicaragua. In the 15th century, Europeans imagined African animals based on stories told by explorers. Depictions of animals such as crocodiles, lions, and elephants in medieval paintings were often inaccurate and fantastical due to the lack of direct observation.
The Astra Mobile Bridge in Switzerland allows roads to be repaired without interrupting traffic. It measures 843 feet long, 23 feet wide, and reaches a height of 16.4 feet. Equipped with wheels, it can move in multiple directions to cover larger areas. Its innovative design makes it possible to carry out work underneath the structure while vehicles continue to drive over it, demonstrating Swiss ingenuity in efficient road management.
In 1887, Manhattan was covered with overhead telephone wires, causing significant visual clutter. Although they only remained that way for 7 years, in 1894, a snowstorm brought down many of these lines, leading to the decision to install the cables underground to avoid future problems.
In 2011, Volkswagen presented this revolutionary advertisement for its time. They used computer-generated imagery to recreate all the scenes, creating a commercial that was truly groundbreaking at the moment. Lachesis muta, also known as the Bushmaster snake, is the largest venomous snake in the Americas. It can reach more than about 10 feet in length and is found in various parts of Central and South America, including Panama, Costa Rica, Colombia, Brazil, and Venezuela.
Gavin Reynolds, a butcher from the United Kingdom, broke the Guinness record by producing 83 sausages in 1 minute on January 17, 2024. Gavin has more than 30 years of experience making sausages, which allowed him to surpass the previous record of 78 sausages. For the first time, a car with an electric engine won the Dakar Rally in the car category. Meet the Audi RSQ e-tron, a vehicle that is technologically different from the rest. Its major innovation is an electric propulsion system based on high-voltage batteries and an energy converter that uses a gasoline TFSI engine with a combined output of approximately 386 horsepower. Tree kangaroos spend most of their lives in trees. Unlike terrestrial kangaroos, they have special adaptations, such as sharp claws and a strong tail that provides balance and support. They move agilely among branches, using their hind legs to propel and balance themselves, allowing them to avoid predators and access a diet based on leaves and fruits. This cargo ship called Sam Ratulangi became known worldwide as the Ghost Ship. The reason for this is that it was last seen in June of 2009 and was discovered in September of 2018, stranded on a beach in Myanmar without a crew. However, there was nothing ghostly about the shipwreck. After 2 days of investigation, police found 2 broken tow cables. This was because the ship was being towed towards Bangladesh but was abandoned due to bad weather. Inside spray paint cans, there is a small metal or glass ball that serves to mix the components properly. Inside the can rest the paint, propellants, and solvents. These must be thoroughly mixed for the system to work correctly. AM and PM divide the day into 2 halves, using Latin terms. AM means ante meridiem, before noon, and covers from midnight to noon. PM means post meridiem, afternoon, and covers from noon to midnight. These abbreviations are used in 12-hour systems to distinguish between the 2 parts of the day. Although their origin is classical, their use remains every day in modern clocks and schedules.
Discover the Lindt Home of Chocolate. This interactive museum located in Kilchberg, Switzerland, is the largest chocolate museum in the world. It offers a unique experience that includes a chocolate fountain more than 29.5 feet tall, the largest Lindt chocolate shop, and a tour that explores the history of chocolate, its production in Switzerland, and the contributions of Swiss master chocolatiers. In addition, visitors can participate in workshops to create their own chocolate and enjoy tastings. There is a distant star so bright that from a distance of 33 light-years from Earth, it would illuminate space in a way similar to our sun. To put this into perspective, the sun is only 8 light minutes away from us.
During the nail packaging process, magnets are used to orient them in the same direction. This is because the heads of nails usually contain more metal or a greater metallic surface, allowing them to adhere to the magnet and align correctly to facilitate packaging.
The Japanese designer Frisk P. specializes in creating objects inspired by the steampunk style. Among his inventions is a robotic clock called Automaton, which writes the time every minute with a mechanical pen, and then erases it before writing it again. His incredible projects can be explored on his YouTube channel, where he shares these fascinating creations.
This is the most luxurious restroom in the world. It is located on the 6th floor of the DG Plaza shopping mall in China. Public restrooms are generally considered unhygienic places that people visit quickly. However, this restroom is the exception. From the entrance, the finishes, furniture, and decor are all designed to make you feel as if you are in an extremely luxurious living room. Before settling on the final name, SpongeBob SquarePants, the character was originally conceived as SpongeBoy. However, that name was already trademarked, which forced a last-minute change. Fortunately, the name we know today has left an unforgettable mark on popular culture. SpongeBob has become a television icon, entertaining generations with his adventures in Bikini Bottom. Sloths can feel hungry even when their stomachs are full. These animals have a very unusual digestive system. Their diet consists of leaves and vegetation, which may seem very light. However, these creatures are not only slow to move, but they also have a very slow metabolism, so it takes them between 2 weeks and 1 month to digest their food. To complete their digestive cycle, sloths need to sunbathe. So when the rainy seasons begin and temperatures drop, these animals start to feel hungry even though they are full and are not absorbing the nutrients they need. Bowhead whales, also known as Arctic whales, are exclusive inhabitants of Arctic waters, where they travel long distances beneath the ice. In order to breathe, they use their large heads to break through ice layers up to 23.6 inches thick, a vital adaptation for survival in extreme conditions. Yiyu, an innovative artist, transforms dead insects into functional robots by combining nature and engineering. He carefully disassembles the insects' bodies and assembles them with mechanical and electronic parts. This process gives them movement and allows them to perform small tasks, uniquely merging art and technology. His work leaves everyone amazed by the creativity and precision he demonstrates.
As absurd as it may sound, some McDonald's locations in China have installed stationary bicycles instead of chairs at their tables. According to Harvard University, riding a bicycle at a speed of 11.8 miles per hour causes an average person to burn about 300 calories in 30 minutes. Each McNugget contains approximately 42 calories, meaning about 5 minutes of exercise are needed to burn one. For a burger, fries, and a soda, you would need roughly 1.5 hours of continuous exercise.
The snoring of hippopotamuses can be heard from several miles away. Hippopotamuses are known for their powerful roars and snores, which can be heard over long distances. These sounds are part of their communication behavior and can indicate territoriality, warning, or attraction. The Glass Symphony, located in Ukraine, uses the lampwork technique to create glass sculptures by manipulating the material with a small torch. Among its creations are spiders, slugs, scorpions, fish, birds, and octopuses. Its spiders have achieved great popularity, reaching more than 17,000 sales and becoming its most successful item. The Hanging Temple, also known as the Shuangkong Temple, is built into a cliff at a height of approximately 246 feet near Mount Hang in Shanxi Province, China. It was erected more than 1,500 years ago by a monk named Liao Ran. Over time, the temple has been renovated and restored several times, preserving its impressive architecture and location. 3 films stand out as the most awarded in the history of the Academy Awards, each with 11 statuettes. Ben-Hur, directed by William Wyler, tells the epic story of a nobleman during the Roman Empire and is considered a masterpiece of its time. Titanic, under the direction of James Cameron, combines a romantic drama with the tragic story of the famous shipwreck, captivating audiences around the world. Finally, The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, directed by Peter Jackson, concluded the acclaimed trilogy and achieved a unique record by winning every award for which it was nominated. Every October, a very peculiar boat race is held on Lake Tualatin. The sailors compete in giant pumpkins.
The Black Pampas, located in the Payunia Reserve in Mendoza, Argentina, owe their dark color to the activity of more than 800 volcanic cones in the region. This unique landscape is composed of highly fragmented lava that has turned into dark sand. In addition, the contrast with the yellow grasses of the area enhances its visual beauty.
In 2003, Samsung launched the Samsung SPH N270, known as the Matrix phone, inspired by the device used in the movie Matrix Reloaded. This model was designed in collaboration with the film's team and marketed as a collector's item for fans. Although it did not stand out for its technical features, it was a successful marketing strategy and was highly appreciated by followers of the saga.
Iceland is famous for its volcanic activity, which has created extensive lava tunnels beneath its surface. These tunnels form when lava flows and solidifies on the outside, while hot magma continues to flow inside. They are fascinating capsules of geological time and offer an impressive view of nature in action.
The Ospi is a foldable electric bicycle made in Spain that combines sustainability and innovation. Its design allows it to be folded in a single movement, making it practical and efficient for urban mobility. It is built with a biocomposite made from recycled fibers and plant-based resins, highlighting its commitment to the environment.
Karan McBride, an American woman, faced criminal charges for 22 years for failing to return a VHS tape of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, rented in 1999 in Oklahoma. Without knowing it, she was accused of embezzlement and never received notifications about the legal process. In 2021, when she tried to change her last name on her driver's license in Texas, she discovered her criminal record. The case was eventually dismissed, but she had to seek legal assistance to clear her name.
Every April 19th, World Simpsons Day is celebrated. This animated series debuted in 1987 and has become a fundamental part of popular culture. The Simpsons have not only entertained viewers, but have also acted as an oracle of future events. They have made surprising predictions, ranging from political events to technological advances that later came true in the real world. These predictions have left everyone amazed and have solidified the show's relevance in contemporary culture.
The Matrix phone was created by Samsung specifically for the movie that debuted in 2003. After its appearance in the film, only 5,000 units were produced that had the ability to make phone calls.
The raindrop cake, known as mizu shingen mochi in Japan, is a dessert that resembles a drop of water. It is made mainly of water and agar, a gelling agent derived from seaweed. This dessert is almost flavorless on its own, but it is served with brown sugar syrup and roasted soybean flour to add flavor and texture.
On YouTube, it is estimated that there are between 3,900,000,000 and more than 5 billion videos. Approximately 500 hours of video are uploaded every minute, which is equivalent to 720,000 hours each day. This means that the amount of content on YouTube grows exponentially every day, reflecting the platform's popularity and massive global use.
The date on wine bottles is the date the grapes were harvested, not the date the wine was bottled. This is a confusion that many people tend to have.
The Kinkakuji Temple, also known as the Golden Pavilion, is a Buddhist temple located in Kyoto, Japan. This temple is famous for being covered in gold leaf, which gives it its distinctive golden shine.
The names of the continents have fascinating origins. America owes its name to the Italian explorer Amerigo Vespucci. Europe comes from the Phoenician princess Europa, according to Greek mythology. The origin of Africa is uncertain, but one theory links it to the Latin term Afar, which referred to the inhabitants of the northern part of the continent. Asia derives from a Greek term that originally described a region of Anatolia in present-day Turkey. Oceania, on the other hand, gets its name from its connection to the islands of the Pacific Ocean.
Meet Ryoyu Kabayashi, the Japanese skier who jumped approximately 955 feet through the air in a flight that lasted 8 seconds. This happened on a ski jump built by Red Bull in Iceland specifically for this leap, which is already considered a record. However, the International Ski Federation refuses to recognize it, arguing that it was neither certified nor performed on an approved ski jump or measured with a validated system.
What you are seeing here is thanks to the Coanda effect. This effect is a physical phenomenon in which a fluid stream, either gaseous or liquid, tends to be attracted to a surface near its path. This seemingly invisible effect is used daily in aviation and motorsports.
In China, there is an oversupply of electric cars, and many of them are abandoned. The supply in the Asian giant is so large that there are areas where thousands and thousands of electric cars are left abandoned and deteriorating. Many of them still have the protective plastics covering their seats and screens. In addition, some are registered, meaning they are ready to be driven by anyone.
In 2013, a life-size X-Wing was built using more than 5 million Lego pieces, becoming the largest Lego sculpture ever created. It weighed approximately 44,092 pounds and was assembled in the Czech Republic by a team of 32 people who worked for around 17,000 hours.
Totally Anton is a content creator famous for his original skateboards built with unconventional materials. He has used Lego bricks, colored pencils, toy cars, nuts, and even food to create them. Each skateboard reflects his ability to transform everyday elements into unique pieces.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you don't miss more interesting content. Leave your comments and click on any of these videos. See you next time.